Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about the phraseology for IFR and VFR traffic, the difference between the FAA and the ICAO. And before we start, I will leave a link of this website in the description. It's from the FAA, and here you can see a lot of things that I will not explain here. A lot of information, about visibility, weather. Okay, so let's start here with the phraseology for IFR traffics, and I will not talk about the approach and the center position. I will just talk about the clearance delivery tower and also ground. And yeah, I will not talk about approach or center on this video at least. So anyway, let's start with the clearance delivery. And here I have this document here, and you can see the construction of what you have to say, and an example here. And for the clearance, you have 4 types of clearance. You have the with a clearance, a departure procedure with no any standard instrumental departure, so it's this one with no seed. We have one with the instrumental departure but with no altitude restriction. Then there is also the instrumental departure with the departure with the instrumental departure and with the altitude restriction, and the radar vector departure. Anyway, so let's start here now with the first thing you have to say to the air traffic controller, the first contact. And you can see here it's pretty simple. So the pilot would request the clearance, and the first thing you have to remember is that the numbers, you don't say in this case America 1, 2, 3, you say America 1 and 23. If there was a 4 here, you would say America 12 or 34. So what you have to say, it's this America 123. So you say first his count sign, your ATC station, and you say clearance on request, the number, and standby. So it would be America 123, Los Angeles clearance delivery, cleared, clearance on request, number 2, standby. And this can this is just an example. If you are too busy, you can say just America 123 clearance on request, standby. You don't have to say you can't sign your ATC station or your number. It's not mandatory. It's recommended, but not mandatory. Now the clearance, let's start here with the first clearance, the one with no standard instrumental departure. So the construction is basically the same. The difference is that you have to say what flight level he has to expect in 10 minutes, and the flight level he has to expect in 10 minutes is his cruise level. In this case, is flight level 220. So in this case, you would say America 123, Los Angeles clearance delivery, cleared to Atlanta International Airport as filed. Maintain 9,000, expect 220, 10 minutes after departure. The departure frequency 126.05 on the squawk. Another thing is that you don't say decimal on the point. You say point. If you say point, you don't say 126.05. You say 126.5. Just remember that. Now the departure with the standard instrumental departure and with no altitude restriction. So in this departure here, I gave him the initial climb, the altitude restriction, but I did not give him any standard instrument, any seed. I gave him just the altitude restriction. But now in this one, I will give him the departure, but I will not give the altitude restriction. I will not give him the initial climb. So this one is the same as the first one. The construction, the difference is that you don't say the altitude restriction, you after departure you say climb via seed. So it be America 123, Los Angeles clearance delivery, clear to Atlanta International Airport. moves to departure, climb via seed, expect 32010 minutes after departure, and the departure frequency and the squawk. Now the third one here is the one with the seed and with the altitude restriction. Is the same as the first and second one. You just combine them to the departure, and climb via seed goes first, then you say the altitude restriction, so it'll be America 123, Los Angeles clearance delivery, cleared to Atlanta International Airport, must to departure, climb via seed, maintain 9000, expect flight level 32010 minutes after departure, then the departure frequency and the squawk. So yeah, it's just the same. So now let's talk about the radar vector departure, and it can be a little bit hard to understand at first, but it's pretty easy. So the construction is the same. You just you say the departure, then after the departure you say radar vectors to a position and the altitude restriction. This position, you can find the chart. I'll show you in a minute. But it will be, for example, so America 123, Los Angeles cleared delivery, clear to Atlanta International Airport, ALX 1 departure, radar vectors to Julian Vortak, maintain 5000, expect flight level 32010 minutes after departure, departure frequency 135.9, squawk 4532. So I have the chart here, the LAXX1 departure, to show you what how it works kind of. So there I said that after departure you expect radar vectors to the Julian Vortak. If you don't know what a Vortak is, the Vortak it's basically a VOR with a combination of the VOR with the TACAN, and you can see that the Vortak is this thing here, and this square is the VOR DME. And the instructions I gave him was after departure expect vectors to the Julian Vortak. In this case it's here, so he would take off here, then vectors to this point here. Okay, now let's talk about the ground control. The ground is pretty simple too. So let's imagine that the traffic is it's going to the airport. It's leaving the airport, and the phraseology, the construction, it's simple. So it's the call sign ATC station, the runway he's going to, and the taxiways. Remember just to put the runway before the taxiway. Another thing that you shouldn't do is give the altimeter or the QNH. You don't give the altimeter. You just give altimeters for the VFR traffics. You don't give altimeters for IFR, just VFR. So just remember this. And if the traffic is coming into the airport, he arrived and he's going to the standard terminal, you just say the call sign ATC where he have to go on the taxiways. So in this case the traffic just arrived, so it'd be America 123 Los Angeles ground, terminal 4, taxi via Sierra Golf Alpha and Tango. And if the aircraft is leaving, it's just America 123 Los Angeles ground, runway 25 left, taxi via Mike and Charlie. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty simple. So yeah, let's start here with follow. So if you want the aircraft to follow the company aircraft ahead or whatever, you just say America 123 Los Angeles ground, runway 25 right, follow the company aircraft Boeing 737. And if you want the other way to say it is America 123 Los Angeles ground, runway 25 right, taxi via Tango, follow the A320 off your right side. Okay, so again you can add, for example, follow the A320 ahead, or follow the A320 passing from left to right. This depends this is just an example, depends on the situation. Now for runway crossing, it's also very simple. So America 123 Los Angeles ground, cross runway 7 at Juliet and continue taxi. One thing that you have to remember, you don't say 07, you say just 7. Now for the intersection departure, it's kind of different. So it will be America 123 Los Angeles ground, runway 25 left at Mike Bravo, intersection departure, and you say how many feet remaining. You have to, don't forget to say this, how many intersection departure and how many feet is remaining. Now the progressive taxi. If you don't know, the progressive taxi is just you basically are vectoring the aircraft on the ground to taxi. So it's pretty simple too. It's the same thing. So it would be America 123, Los Angeles ground, runway 25 right, taxi via the first right turn, then proceed straight ahead. And then the next instruction would be America 123 turn next left onto Quebec, then proceed straight ahead. America 123 turn next left onto Juliet 1, then hold. So you just you're just basically taxiing an aircraft for some reason. If he asks to, you can. If you have time to, you can just do this progressive taxi. We finished with the ground. Now let's go with the tower. The tower. Let's go here. Start with the departure. The instruction of line up and wait. So the construction also the same. Just remember runway before the instruction. So it would be Los Angeles America 123 Los Angeles Tower, runway 31 left, line up and wait. I don't think in Los Angeles they have runway 31. I don't know why I typed 31 here, but anyway. Now for the takeoff clearance. Again, you say the call sign and the ATC station. Then you say the wind before the runway, and then the instruction. So it would be the wind, the runway, then the instruction. In this case, Los Angeles Tower, America 123, Los Angeles Tower, winds 290 at 12. Don't need to say the degrees and the knots. Variable between 260 and 320 or 320. Runway 25 left, cleared for takeoff. Again, wind, runway, cleared for takeoff. Yeah, pretty simple. Now let's go to the intersection takeoff. So this is different too. So you say the call sign ATC, the ATC station, the wind, runway, the intersection name, and the instruction. The intersection name is what the taxiway, the name is. So in this case, America 123, Los Angeles Tower, winds 250 at 6, runway 25 left, at Mike, cleared for takeoff. So the intersection name in this case is Mike. Just don't forget intersection name, then the instruction. Wind, runway, intersection name, then the instruction. Now let's go to this thing here, the land and hold chart operation. So the lasso, it's kind of complicated. So I'll show you the charts now. Okay, so I'm here on the Miami International Airport on the airdrome chart. And so let's talk about the lasso and what is it. So the lasso, it's the land and hold chart operation. So this happen in airports which two runways cross each other like this. So it's basically to avoid the traffic taking off from here collide with the traffic landing here, or landing here and taking off from here. So you can see here lasso. Okay, in every airport that has this operation you see on the chart. I think JFK has it too. But anyway, so it basically means if you want to take off an aircraft from runway 12, for example, and there is a traffic landing on runway 9, you have to give the instruction to the traffic landing that once he lands, if he doesn't vacate before Tango 8, he has to hold here at the lasso. In the ground there's a mark where the pilot can see where he has to hold, and also you have to give the information to the pilot taking off that there's an aircraft landing and the aircraft will wait for him. So that's it. It's basically operation where this operation exists to avoid collisions, and that's pretty much it. And now here on the phraseology, for departing aircraft, you would say the call sign of the aircraft that is taking off, the ATC station, then the aircraft type, and that is landing on the runway, and you say we were short of your runway, the wind, runway, and instruction. So in this case would be America 123, Miami Tower, Boeing 737, landing runway 9, will hold short of your runway, winds 220 at 12, runway 12, cleared for takeoff, or runway 12, cleared for takeoff. So the key is to say that the aircraft type, the landing runway, so in which runway the aircraft is landing, and will hold short of your runway. So that means once the traffic lands, he will hold short on the lasso, on the mark on the ground. He will not cross the runway. Now, for landing aircraft, for landing clearance, it's a pretty simple tool. Call sign, ATC station, wind, runway, instruction. The same thing as the departing, you just say clear to land this time. America 123, Los Angeles Tower, wind 320 at 3, runway 25, right, clear to land. That's it. Now the traffic advisory. So the traffic advisory means basically to give information to a traffic that someone is landing in front of him or departing in a parallel runway. In this case here is the one number 2 for landing, so you would say America 123 Los Angeles Tower number 2 following a Boeing 747 on a 5-mile final. Caution wake turbulence, wind 070 runway 25 left, clear to land. I didn't type here the construction, but it's the same. You just say if he's number 1, 2, 3, the aircraft type that is in front of him, how many miles he's from the final, and the caution wake turbulence, and then you say the wind, runway, and instruction. So it's pretty simple too. Imagine that there's an aircraft arriving and an aircraft departing on the parallel runway. So you just say America 123 Los Angeles Tower, heavy Boeing 767, departing parallel runway, caution wake turbulence, wind 0708, runway 25 right, clear to land. So the construction is also, you just say the aircraft type, if he's a heavy or a large or small, and departing a parallel runway, caution wake turbulence, wind, runway, and instruction. Is in case the aircraft that is departing will just depart after the aircraft lands. So you just say to the aircraft that's landing, America 123 Los Angeles Tower, traffic will depart prior to your arrival, wind 060 at 6, runway 25 left, clear to land. So that means after he lands, the traffic will depart. Wind shear information, it's I think it's the same too, pretty much the same. So you just say Los Angeles Tower, wind shear alert, gain and loss of 20 knots between 800 and 200 feet, wind, runway, and instruction. For the lasso operation, if the aircraft is landed, you say America 123, Miami Tower, hold short of runway 12, wind 320 at 8, runway 9, clear to land. So so make sure that the traffic will read back this, hold short of runway 12, because even though if he vacated the runway before the mark on the ground that I show you, make sure that he read back the instructions, so this way no one just to make sure that nothing bad happens. So make sure that he read back the instruction and you can hear it. Now for the missed approach, it's pretty simple too. So you just say fly the missed approach procedures published. So it would be America 123 Los Angeles Tower, fly the missed approach procedure published, contact departure 122.8. And first for transferring the traffic, you just say contact departure. If you want, you can say the frequency of the departure too. So you can say America 123 contact departure, or you can say America 123 contact departure 1122.8. doesn't really matter. You don't have to say the frequency is not mandatory. Okay, so now let's talk about the VFR and the class Bravo airspace. For the departing aircraft, the pilot would probably say something like Miami clearance, November 122 Whiskey Alpha, Cessna 172 requests departure to the north, VFR, something like this. Anyway, so the phraseology you have to use, it's basically, so the call sign, ATC station, cleared into the Miami class Bravo airspace, and if he's departing to the north, you say north or southeast or whatever. Maintain VFR 1000 this squawk. So be November 122 Whiskey Alpha, Miami clearance, cleared into the Miami class Bravo airspace, departure to the north, maintain VFR 1000 squawk 0501. Now for inbound and arriving traffics, it's kind of different. It's very different. So let's suppose the aircraft, the traffic wants to join the class Bravo airspace. He wants to enter the class Bravo airspace, so he have to talk with you, the tower. Remember, everything I'm talking about here, it's with the tower. It's not approach. The VFR traffics are with the tower. So anyway, so the pilot would say, for example, okay, we are I don't know, 20 miles south of the airport. Request to join the class Bravo airspace. He wants to enter the class Bravo airspace. He would tell something like that. So the phraseology you have to use, so it's this. So November 122 Whiskey Alpha, radar contact 9 miles south of the airport, clear into the Miami class Bravo airspace. Maintain VFR 1000, cross the field northbound, join downwind, runway 26 right, and report midfield. Now this can be really complicated to understand, so I'll show you on SkyVector what does that mean. Okay, so I'm here on SkyVector, and yeah, so this way you can see better what was the instruction I gave to the pilot. So the instruction was that he was clear to join the class Bravo airspace. He has to maintain VFR 1000 feet. Then he has to cross the field northbound, and so he's 9 miles south of the airport, so he's somewhere here south of the airport. He has to cross the field northbound, so he has to go here and cross the field northbound. Once he crosses the field, then then he joined the right downwind for runway 26 right. Runway 26 right is this short runway here. So he's coming from the north, he crosses the field, he's coming from the south, he crosses the field, midfield northbound, join right downwind, runway 26 right. So he does this, okay. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty simple. That was it. So as you can see, it's very simple to, once you understand what are the instructions and what the pilot will do. Once you understand that, it's very simple. Now for the local traffic pattern, that's it's easy too. So this first part here, it's with the clearance. The second part here is with the ground, and the third part is with the tower. Pilot would ask for to join the traffic pattern, to do a local traffic pattern, or whatever. And the ATC says, okay, November 122 Whiskey Alpha, cleared into the Miami class Bravo pattern, altitude is 1000, squawk, contact ground when you are ready to taxi. Okay, so just you say cleared it into the Miami class Bravo. If it's not class Bravo, or if it's not Miami class Bravo, you say whatever it is. You say the pattern altitude, the squawk, and the ground frequency. Here it's with the ground, so the pilot's ready to taxi, and you say November 122 Whiskey Alpha, runway 8 left, taxi via Kilo 1, Miami altimeter 2998, contact tower when holding short. So you can see that you don't have to tell the pilot to tell me when you are ready to taxi, tell me when you are holding short. you just say, give the instruction. So when you are holding short, just contact the tower. Another thing is that as this is VFR, you say the altimeter. For IFR traffics, you do not say the altimeter. For VFR traffics, you do say the altimeter. Just remember that. Now here with the tower, same thing. November 122 scale for Miami Tower. Left close traffic approved. So that means once he departs, once he takes off, he has to turn left for the traffic pattern. Then report midfield downwind with intentions. Winds, runway, instruct clear for takeoff. So that means, once he takes off, once he departure, he turn left for the traffic pattern. Then he will just talk with the tower again once he's midfield downwind. And the intentions can be, for example, okay, November 122 Whiskey Alpha on midfield downwind for touch and go, for example, okay, or a low pass, whatever he wants to do. Yeah, so for phraseology, that's it. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy to understand. You have some from the FAA to ICAO. It's very different for the VFR part, but apart from that, it's very very easy. For the IFR, it's very easy. The best way is just to practice. But yeah, that's it. For this video. Next video the next video will be the last video, talk about the airspace structure, and that's gonna be it for the differences. Yeah, so I hope you like it. If you have any question, just comment down in the comment section, and also you join our Discord, will be the first link down in the description. Hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any question, again, you can just ask in my Discord on first link on the description. So yeah, thank you and see ya.